Hi, Christopher. The
On a
Overreaction
Tuesday,
Monday pod is still sitting there wherever you get your podcasts, whether it's for your ear gates through the ESPN Pod Center network, or you can check it out on the Rich Eisen Show YouTube channel, youtube.com/Rich Eisen Show. You have the floor for this one.
What's up, guys? Happy Tuesday. Great to see you.
Yep.
A couple NFL things and then a little hodgepodge here.
How dare you, Hodgepodge?
NFL draft on the brain. We're a month out. Can't wait. It's going to be awesome. And the more and more you think about it and you think about where this team is slated, the moves they've already made, and their kind of history, it feels like the Rams are going to do something crazy during the NFL draft. Trade up for Jeremiyah Love? Are they a Ty Simpson spot? It just feels like
I don't think they're a Ty Simpson spot. Why would they do that?
Succession plan.
But
They've seen how it works when other teams don't do this.
But is Ty Simpson really the Rams' best succession plan? Is he?
Ooh,
That's what I'm saying. Is like
right now,
if
yeah,
I'm the
right
Rams,
now.
if I'm well, listen, what they did with or for Trent McDuffie, I think gives you the roadmap. That's leading you to say something like this as a conversation starter for
win now.
Overreaction Monday on a Tuesday. Correct.
Win right now.
Right. That we're going to take one of the first-round draft choices, our own, which we're more apt or free to trade because we got Atlanta's in this year's draft last year, so they could move up to take James Pierce, who might not be playable for a while.
Yeah.
And to utilize that draft choice at all on a quarterback of the future makes no sense. It doesn't jibe with everything else that they are indicating for less need. And I don't know if Ty Simpson's like, you know what we're going to do? we're so set for this year that we're already going to look over the steering wheel. What if Stafford wants to keep playing? What if Stafford puts another season together, most likely not MVP, but close enough, to the point where he wants to keep playing? And it doesn't make much sense. So I'll go here and say this is not an overreaction, but they're not gonna force the issue. They're not gonna force it. So getting McDuffie using their own draft choice was a brilliant move. It's exactly what they needed, and they went at a very high end to fill that need. And I think that they're sitting there at 13th overall with an opportunity to get a really good player for now and the future. That's where they're going to go. But this is not an overreaction. Jeremiyah Love would be insane. You'd have to, again, get up to, I guess, Field Yates has him dropping a 7. You'd have to come up high to the point where you have to come correct. I mean, Daniel Jeremiah, I don't ever discount what he has to say. It just strikes me, if you got Kyron, you got Blake Corum, that's pretty darn good. That's good enough at the least and excellent at the most.
What if they swap with Cleveland and then Cleveland takes Simpson at 13?
Listen, I know what Orlovsky had to say, but I think Simpson is potentially being overrated by
Louis
people
Riddick
right now.
too is pumping up Simpson right now. All right, let's.
And maybe they'll be, and they're all right, and we'll see what happens. But I don't know. Simpson is.
I think once his pro day hits soon here,
Well, it'll go crazy.
It's going to go.
What else, Chris? What else you got over there?
All right, let's talk Jeremiyah Love. Okay, so Adam Schefter said yesterday to Pat that doesn't think Arizona or Tennessee are in the mix for him. That puts Washington in a good spot. But if you're Jeremiyah Love, yeah, you want to go as high as you can.
Yes.
But he should want to slide out of the top 10.
Why?
Think about Jeremiyah Love on the Dallas Cowboys, TJ, or Tampa, or Baltimore, or Kansas City, Cincinnati. That's where he should want to go.
Well, if he winds up in Washington, Washington was 4 quarters away from the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Yeah,
And
but
last year was.
But now we got questions about the quarterback. Their coach maybe almost got
tell you
fired
this.
last year.
You're off.
That is a tough situation, tough division.
I'll call that an overreaction. Look at your team, buddy. Went from 4th overall to the Super Bowl.
Bro.
I did him with the buddy because his team had the right coach mix with the draft prospect taking one spot away from Jaden Daniels. And this is Jaden Daniels. If he could be connected to Jaden Daniels for the Washington Commanders in the NFC East, right there in the middle of the Atlantic, and this is the guy, along with Jaden Daniels, that can lead them into the new, RFK Senior Stadium, then this is exactly the spot he should want to go to. If I'm Jeremiyah Love, I'm waking up and seeing this mock draft saying, the Commanders, sign me up. Now, if he could wind up with the Giants, that's another one. I mean, being in the New York City media market as Jeremiyah Love, in the city where they had come up with the I Love New York T-shirts, get out of here.
Oh, I mean,
like we're talking.
That's some nice extra ends for
Come
your pocket.
on, just because you're sitting there saying these teams stink, you don't want to play for teams that stink.
I don't want to play for a team that stinks. Do you?
Well, somebody drafted by the Patriots. You think Will Campbell's like, I'm playing for a team that stinks.
I'm playing for a team that has six.
Yada, yada, yada. He's in the Super Bowl, and everybody's now pointing fingers that he's the reason why they lost it. But, yeah, you know what I mean?
Okay.
He's in a good spot.
I'm thinking if I go to the
This
team,
is
they're
an
not
over-
going to stink.
This is an overreaction. Interesting. What else?
How about this one? There is a quarterback out there, okay,
Arch?
who maybe his stock has fallen a little bit, even
definitely
though he's
not
had some
Arch.
playoff success. A quarterback-needy team should call Houston for C.J. Stroud.
Houston was the place.
If you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, would you trade 21 for C.J. Stroud?
I would.
You would, you wouldn't.
I would.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And if you're Houston,
No, you wouldn't.
you don't have to pay him. You're not on the hook for $250 million.
He is constantly tilting at
And
this
you get to
windmill.
start over.
He is constantly
And you have a
hammering
playoff team built
this
around
nail.
Ty Simpson.
Why would you want to start over if you Houston?
He
It's
is
about dollars
desperate
and cents,
to
TJ.
find a team that has drafted a quarterback in the top 5 and has gotten a good amount of success with that kid
But
in
not
the first,
great.
in the first contract, but not great. And in the process of doing well enough, but not great, has shown some Achilles heels and weaknesses, certainly in the divisional round of the playoffs. All right. And he's in desperate search of that team to finally abandon the plan rather than be on the hook for a Tua-type deal, rather be on the hook for any type of deal that they will essentially regret. The Tua-type deal is the now shorthand of you paid him, you shouldn't have paid him, and it cost everyone their jobs. And Nick Caserio, coming from the Belichick sort of school, or at least that world, would be exactly the guy to do it. You think he's your man? You think C.J. Stroud's that guy?
Be
and
my
you
Huckleberry,
are
Nick.
talking it into existence every chance you can.
This is a great idea.
It's not going to happen. It will not happen.
It should.
It's not. But you're saying a quarterback needy team should call Houston for C.J. Stroud. You're not saying that Houston should listen. You're saying someone should call.
I'm saying someone should.
And this is, if that is the box in which you're putting this topic bar, I will say this is a good reaction. Call him up.
Hey, you want to be on the hook for $280 million for a guy that,
Yeah, that's not a great way to posit your trade, Chris, because my answer would be like, oh, but you will. So you want me to trade. So you could do what you're telling me beware of doing. That makes no sense. As a matter of fact, the price has now gone up.
Right.
Great job, man. You are the art of the deal maker right there.
Yeah, I didn't write no book.
Okay. Clearly with